What's up, guys? We are on the Winding Road podcast. Let me turn that music down. Why does it say that the air is on high? But it feels like it's super hot in here. I don't know what's going on right now, guys. Gonna fix that. What in the heck is happening? I don't know, but welcome. Welcome on in. Oh, I guess the air's on high. I have the temperature too high up. It was on heat. You gotta crank that all the way down. It's gotta go to low even though the air's on. You don't put the air on high, you put the air on low in the car. Is that any different than air conditioners at the house? I feel like you have the air on high, that's gonna be more cooler, but I don't know. Hopefully audio's loud and clear coming through for you. Got about 10 minutes with you. Dive into some thoughts. Doing a good job of staying in the present, staying in the now, and living life to its fullest. And overall, got to put a little nicotine in, guys. Still got the nicotine going. Every once in a great while, I'll, smoke a cig or do something that doesn't line up with where I'm wanting to go, but I've got a good hold and good control over those things, and I know where those places lead, so I know it's never gonna go back into it, just so it's easier, just like, all right, well, cool, absolutely love the Tiger Woods game, and when you're hanging out with your buddy, they're smoking, whatever, it's just like, just one, and every once in a great while, I'm just like, you know what, give me a smoke, buddy, and I enjoy it. And I don't ever have the thought of, I need to start smoking again. I need to do it. I don't get caught back up in that addiction. I'm sure the nicotine little pouches help out, but, help, because I'm getting my nicotine cravings, so that's good enough for me. And I don't know, it's been a long road in getting to a place like that, and I could argue the other side of it. It's like, yeah, but just don't do it at all. And of course, I'm like, I don't want to be addicted to nicotine, although I believe it can give you some decent cognitive benefits. I heard this one guy say that one time, so I believed him. No, it's trusted sources. But always do the research for yourself too. I've been wanting to dive a little deeper into it, but at the end of the day, I'm like, at least I'm not smoking. So that's good. And a little bit up and down of late. I don't know. I've been thinking about a lot about just times with my grandma and growing up. I've been watching a lot of old shows. I'm watching the Beverly Hillbillies and Gilligan's Island and things like that, and I don't know, just like kind of trying to dive in deeper to the old stuff and just like make it a thing, like I'm gonna watch a bunch of old black and white stuff, still have my shows that I watch now and everything like that, but I'm gonna dive into that, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Like it seems fun, like I'm gonna roll with it. I could just watch like a couple of things here and there and whatever, and then mix it in with the rest of everything and then not even think about it except for, cool, I'm watching some old shows and it's fun. But to me, man, it brings me back to, it takes you back, guys. It does. It takes you back to whenever you were a kid. And I think about those times with my grandma and watching all those old shows, and then I'm thinking about watching it with them, and then now I'm like in the moment, I'm in the moment entertaining myself, but I'm having these pleasant, joyful feelings of the past. And I think that's also where, some of the sad feelings can enter as well, because I'm having that joy, but then, you miss them. You miss people in your lives that are no longer here, but you just, I don't know, man, you just have to try to cherish the times that you had with them. And it's not always easy. I definitely get caught up, because then I start having thoughts about God bless, and then I just go deeper with it, like, man, like, gosh dang, man, like aging and getting older and people dying and, the cycles of life, like, and then realizing where you're at in your cycle, you know, and having all those deeper thoughts of things. And then I do start missing the past. I start missing, you know, we talk a lot about people trying to forget their past. Well, I miss a lot of those good times, you know, so I've done a good job of forgetting the bad, and relishing in all those good times of the past, and not letting negative past affect my future, but instead going back and letting positive past, you know, reflect. What did I just say? Reflect, affect my future. And so I think that's a good thing. I just think you got to be careful when you're in there, you know, because, and it's okay though. Those thoughts are okay, and you know, and I think about it, and I'm good. I'm okay, you know. And it does. I do sometimes go down that rabbit hole, of deep emotion, and you're like, you know, just going deeper and deeper, asking deeper and deeper, you know, questions like, how did this all happen? What am I doing here? And all that stuff, man, that comes with being a human. And I love thinking deeply, but you got to be careful, because it can definitely give you anxiety as well, thinking about it. And it just goes back to moderation, man. Moderation. It's a huge key. I think that's one of the top 5 keys in everything, you know. They said, cliche time. Yeah. Never too high, never too low. Well, it's got a lot of truth. It's got a lot of meaning in it. But you know, whenever there's just great moments and moments of significance, you know, I take them in. I feel like I do a good job of taking them in at the time, and also realizing, you know, how special it is. But with realizing how special it is, you also realize how finite that it is, and that it's not always going to be that way, and that, you know, everything, all, you know, it all comes to an end, at least as far as the earthly bodies and all that stuff, you know. But that goes back to just being seated in your soul. Yuri Zukov, shout out, Seat of the Soul book, great book. Goes back to being seated in your soul, man, but figuring out how to do both at the same time. It goes back to being of the world, in the world, but not of the world. But it's just a specialness whenever you're in those moments, and I realize that. And then even afterwards, even if I maybe didn't think about how special it was per se in the moment, like a day later, or, you know, just, or after it happens, you start to reflect on it, and then you realize how special it is and how grateful it is. And you just gotta, you know, just try to not think about, but it's like they say, if you're trying not to think about it, that makes it hard, because you're trying not to think about it. So that's, to me, like, that's reverse. Like, you're gonna probably start thinking about it. You just can't try. You just got to let it happen. If you have a thought of missing them, and, you know, and that makes you sad, you know, you just can't let it lead to, you can't let it grow. You can't let it grow. You can't let it latch on. You have to acknowledge it and realize that's a part of life, but realize how, you know, and it does, and that can affect your future, you know. You go back to looking at all those great moments with people, and, you know, you might even have a little bit of a regret, like, man, well, I you know, was I fully engaged then? Like, man, you know, I say, man, at the time I just didn't think about, you know, yeah, man, those were some good old days, you know, miss those days. But were you taking them in? Were you getting the most out of those moments while they were happening? I think that's important for your remembrance, for then whenever you get farther down the future and start looking back at even more stuff, it's like you're gonna feel the impact even greater of those moments, because you felt that great impact at an elevated level of more than normalcy during those moments. And I think that's key, man. I think that's a key to working out this whole deal here. Really do. Really do. Project update wise, working on my novella. My copy editor sent me back their edits. I think they did 3 rounds on my novella and sent it back. Now I've been going through and just trying to get it finished. I think I said I was going to have it to her by today, so I got to go and finish that up. I've been on a pretty good pace for it, but I feel like a little bit of it, maybe I try not to rush through it, and I'm cognizant of that in those moments, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, man, I should have allotted more time for this. And so then I start thinking about, what's important and how do I be consistent, and just posting stuff and writing and stuff. Like, it's just that does cause me anxiety sometimes, because I just feel like, I know I've talked about this before, but I just feel like, this is so much I want to do, and there's so much I'm trying to do. And because of that, yes, you can be a little bit inconsistent on things sometimes, but I'm just figuring it out, man, and I'm gonna figure it out. And I believe that. But even if I didn't believe that, I would just keep saying it to myself until I believed it, man. Manifesting that. It's all right there, man. And sometimes all right there can be dark. And you got to navigate your way through that. We've talked a lot about that. And if you want to go check that out in some of the previous podcasts, by all means, check it out, man. Check it out. But you just gotta have to navigate it with an open mind of realizing that it's natural, and it just says, like, you're not the only one, man. You're not the only one feeling that way, man. And that's why I get on here, and that's why I'm so vulnerable to you guys. Just because I genuinely do feel like I can help somebody, and I hope I do. I know I am. See, that's wrong. I know I am. I got a lot of hope. I got a lot of faith, but it's knowing. Just like I said, whenever I was caught in place, just doing things I didn't want to do, I knew I still had faith in, man, and that's what it takes. That's what it takes, guys. No matter what it is you're dealing with or what you're going through, man, it is cliche. It's another cliche, but you're not the only one. You're not the only one. And if you're on here, I believe in greatness. I'm going to manifest greatness. Let's do it, guys. I'm me. You're you. We're all humans. You're not the only one. We are each other. Love, inspire, unite. God bless.